This presentation will help you learn how to avoid plagiarism. The important thing to remember about this course is that you won't use sources, nothing from the internet, no books, no articles. You'll use your own common sense and logical reasoning to support your ideas. However, you may have to write research papers in other classes, and when you use sources, that could be the words, ideas, images, charts, statistics, anything that another person or group or organization owns, you have to give credit. If you don't, you'll be plagiarizing. Now, you can use borrowed material in three basic ways. It's called directly quoting if you copy the words exactly as they are written. It's paraphrasing if you use the ideas but you change all the key words in some of the sentence structure. And if you summarize, it's the same as paraphrasing, but it's shorter because you delete the illustrations and examples. Now, when you cite paraphrase and summaries, it means that you're giving credit to the original author for the ideas. You have to write a citation right next to the borrowed material and then a longer citation on the last page to tell the reader where to find the material. You'll learn how to write those in English 1190 or English 1220. When you're writing the citations, you don't have to give credit if nobody owns the ideas. So this brings up the concept of common knowledge. Common knowledge is things like facts. Nobody owns them. It's always a question of ownership. If someone owns an idea or a way of expressing it, or an image or a chart or statistic or photograph, then that person gets credit for it. Let's go through an example to show you the difference between common knowledge and opinions. Common knowledge would be simply a bank robbery occurred on Friday, April 14th. Now, you don't have to cite that because nobody owns those facts. However, here's an opinion. This April 14th bank robbery was the worst in our city's history, said the mayor. This time around, it's an opinion owned by the mayor, so you have to give him or her credit. Another issue concerns how much you can directly copy words. You can't copy more than 15% of the words if you're allowed to use sources. Now, as a reminder, you don't use sources in this class. This means that you have to write 85% of the assignment in your own words if you are allowed to use sources. You can't use them in this class, but you can in other more advanced classes. This means you can't string together many copied words even though you give credit to the original authors. There's a limit on how many words you can directly copy. Now, it's very, very easy for professors to detect plagiarism. Colleges and universities all over the world use Turnitin.com. It has trillions of words in that electronic database. It matches what the student wrote and color codes the plagiarism for the professor. With a few clicks, we jump to it right away. In addition, it's very, very easy to detect changes in writing style, so don't risk it. Don't plagiarize. If you do, count on perhaps failing the class or even being thrown out of school, because many schools have that policy. I want to emphasize that intention is not a factor in determining whether a student plagiarized or should be punished for it, because students are responsible for learning how to avoid plagiarism. As with other schools, what I'm going to have you do is take a quiz until you get it 100% correct, and that means it's a statement by you that you understand what plagiarism is and you know how to avoid it. So if you have any questions now when you take the quiz or at any time, be sure to ask, because I'll be happy to help you avoid plagiarism. The consequences are very unpleasant, and so I'll be happy to take the time to answer any questions.